What's going on? Dylan Conrad, DC Fitness Metabolic Mamas. If you're listening to this on the podcast, Spotify, iTunes, please like and subscribe. If you're watching this on YouTube, the tube, please like, subscribe, comment, turn notifications on. It all helps the algorithm. More people I can help, the better everything's going to be for everyone, right? Okay, cool. So I want to talk to you guys today about, if you are not seeing results, but your training and your nutrition are like dialed into the T. I'm talking for like 4 to 6 weeks on end. You're hitting your macros, you're hitting your training, all that stuff, but you're not seeing results, or you're not on like a high trajectory of like, 1 to 3 pounds per week. You're averaging like a half or 0.25 and for weeks on end. And it's funny because I coach a lot of what I call cyborgs, and these are the people that can adhere perfectly. And a lot of times, in the past, before we started tracking what I'm about to tell you, we would run these plateaus really quick, or be like, dude, we'd just be like, what is going on? I cannot figure this out. Like, I don't have any idea what we can do, because your training and nutrition is perfect, but you're not seeing results for like weeks on end. And I was really flustered, and this is years ago before I really learned this secret. And the number one focus on, why you're not seeing results, because even if your nutrition and training are perfect, if this tier isn't hit, because it's like this controls the chain underneath it, right? So if you are not controlling this one thing, your training nutrition, it doesn't matter what you do, you're going to see lackluster results or zero results. So look, your body needs a stimulus in training and nutrition to see adaptation. So what I'm talking about there is your training and nutrition. If those models are really well developed, from a coach or by yourself, if you learned enough, and they're stuck to, they're adhered to 100% for weeks on end, that's your stimulus, right? So that will create adaptation, which means that you'll lose body fat, your body will adapt. You'll lose body fat, you'll increase your performance, you'll increase muscle mass, your overall health will be better, right? But if this stimulus is with what I'm going to tell you next is the secret, right? Recovery. So if we take a stimulus, that's, if you guys are listening to this, like think of a graph that's going up like 50%, that's the stimulus, right? And my recovery has to be 100%, has to be double that, right? So my recovery, I'm talking about sleep, I'm talking about the types of food you're eating, I'm talking about stress levels, I'm talking about all this stuff, right? So it has to be greatly exceeding the amount of stimulus that you're getting. Your recovery has to greatly exceed, right? So stimulus, training, nutrition, it can also be life stresses, right? Lack of sleep, stress, all that stuff can lead into more stimulus, right? And then that's going to create equal recovery to stimulus, which you don't want, right? Or even like a deficit, which is even worse. You want the recovery to greatly exceed your life stresses and the training and diet stimulus. That makes sense. So let that sink in for a little bit. So how do we get either this thing optimized here, right, the stimulus, or how do we get recovery optimized? So it's a twofold attack that you want to take. Both, you want to look at recovery. How do I maximize recovery? How do I decrease the amount of stimulus that I don't want? How do I decrease the life stresses that are going on? There's a lot of different ways, tons of different ways, right? We can look at sleep. We can look at sleep volume. We can look at sleep quality. We can look at, the diet model that you're on. We can look at your training model. We can look at what's going on throughout your day in terms of your stress levels. There's a lot of different stuff that we can look at, okay? But the two easiest things you can look at, and obviously if you're a mom and you have a kid, obviously I'm a parent, sometimes you just cannot get enough sleep volume, right? You can make it for naps here and there, but sometimes you just can't nap, you're just too go during the day. So instead of focusing on sleep volume, focus on sleep quality. Okay, so when you're done with the day, 6, 7 p.m., you're maybe a little bit of work, you're still wrapping up with the kids, really figure out what you need to do, what you can do to get this chronic sympathetic, this chronic fight or flight, this chronic excitation mode here, and go more into rest and digest. How can you chill out better when it becomes 5, 6, 7 p.m. so you can get a deeper sleep, get more quality sleep? The other thing we're going to look at in terms of recovery is the type of food that you're eating. I still want you on cheap foods. I still want you drinking alcohol, all in moderation, right? And that's why I love the 80% rule. And yes, I call it a rule. I know a lot of people hate that, but 80% rule. So you get the very anti-inflammatory foods that are going to help your body recover. And that's just like the easiest thing, because you're eating anyways. You're just making different choices, right? But you're still making it sustainable, allowing cheap foods, alcohol, that type of thing. So anti-inflammation, if you guys do not have that food list, please DM me on Instagram, Dylan A. Conrad. I will get you that ASAP. And then look at what you're doing to recover better, to sleep better in the evening. Because how you set up, if you're just like, oh, I'm gonna turn off and go to sleep, even if you got a lot of sleep, if you weren't chilling out and like really relaxing your body prior to sleep, your sleep quality is not gonna be great. Okay, so those are the two things I want you to focus on, really two low-hanging fruit. There's a million other things we can do, but those two are going to give you the most bang for your buck, and they're probably gonna be the most easy to do, because like, who doesn't like chilling after a long day of, taking like a bath or contrast shower or whatever it is to make you relax, meditate, breathing exercises, all that. Love y'all. Hope this helps. Remember, recovery, that is going to be the number one chain. If you aren't losing body fat and your training and nutrition are perfect, recovery is always that first tier. And that's why we track so closely in our system sleep
quality, recovery, HRV in our White on Rice accountability system. So if you're interested in that, interested in coaching, putting a link below. It's Dylan, not Dylan. It's dcfitness.la/enrollment-form. So again, that is dcfitness.la/enrollment-form. And you fill out that form. Someone from my team, myself, will contact you and we'll get you rocked and rolling. So hope this helps. Love y'all, and have a great rest of your day.